I'm going into the chemist now to get my medicine. The place where, in that video where I uploaded to the channel titled Compulsory Mask Wearing, place where when I went in there, that's the place where I'm describing in that video of compulsory mask wearing video I uploaded to the channel, where I first learned of compulsory mask wearing, where basically I saw my arse with the girl behind the counter coming to hand me my medicine to deliberately wind me up, basically, you know, with the news of compulsory mask wearing coming up, because she knew basically how she knew deep down how much it would antagonise me being told that. Because when you get to know people in the area where you live, you get to know them, don't you? And they would have known that I was not into wearing masks, etc, etc, and yeah, it's all mind play, isn't it? Just to get one up on another person. And I'm going in now thinking, it's been a week since I made that video, and I don't regret making it. It's just that I'm going in now for the first time since I made that video, and anticipating, am I going to get any shit from them? Because they know that they have to see me weekly, and it's all about, I'd say, gameplay, mind play. They want to get their patients in and out, and we all know each other in this small place called Egremont. And when it comes to drugs for controlling people's behaviour, which my drug is, if a doctor can get one up on a patient, then they will, aka the watching of my videos on my channel, and I know they do. It's just the way it is, the world now. It's just the way of the world now. If we want to get to know another person and they have an online presence, we will utilise that as part of our weaponry, so to speak. I'm well aware that the chemist will watch my videos. I'm going in now for the first time since uploading that video. So the video's been on the channel for, it would be 6-7 days now it's been up for. It took me about a day to edit it and upload it. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't feeling a bit nervous, a bit anxious as to, yeah, third week in July, but nearly the fourth week in July, and the sun has only now just come out to make a fool of me. I'd be a liar if I said that I wasn't nervous and anxious as to how my reception is going to be when I go in, what my reception is going to be like when I go in. I would be a liar, an outright liar, if I said that I wasn't nervous and anxious slightly. Going in now for the first time since uploading that video, I would be an outright liar if I said that I wasn't. I have come prepared. I'm just going to say, basically, if I do get a really bad reception, which I might well do, because I have watched that video back and I did actually use her name once, but I didn't use it twice, get me, and I never said the name of the chemist, and I didn't use anyone else's name. So if they were, and the video's still up on the channel, it hasn't been flagged, or should I say it hasn't been successfully flagged. Because I think deep down, because I only used her name once, I only allowed one usage of the name in the video. I have watched it back just the once, but I did watch it properly back. When I watched it back, I did watch it properly, and I did everything right. I did an excellent job with the editing, bar the one slip up, the one foul up. I slipped up the once in it. There must be about, including all the visual edits, there must be about 300 edits in that video, with I say the visual edits and the audio edits, at least 300 individual edits in that video. Well, I had to get off my chest. I felt so much better when I uploaded the video describing how I knew damn well that when I was wound up. The behaviour of the chemist was to wind me up by telling me the news as they handed me my medicine. I knew outright that was the case. I knew outright that was the case. I knew outright that was the case, that they were deliberately winding me up when they when that occurred last week when I was in there, it was just solely and deliberately to wind me up. So, and I knew that straight away. You know, when you just know in your water, an immediate reaction in yourself when you know instinctively when something is occurring, right? Well, I knew instinctively that that was occurring. I was being deliberately antagonised, and I was being deliberately antagonised. My instinct told me that. I've been going in this chemist for about 4 years now. 2.5 of those years I went in every day, every single day, bar Christmas Day. So I know the people here inside out, and they're the same people, and they know me inside out. So, you know, you as a viewer now can actually take my word as gospel, my reactions to all this as gospel. You do. I get to know people inside out, especially over a 4-year period. I do. I don't know about you as a viewer, but I do. And I knew, as I say, I knew instinctively that I was being deliberately antagonised when I was told the news this week. It was a big deal, it was a big deal, it was a massive deal, huge deal, how we cope with our individual lives. And I had the rug pulled out from underneath me, deliberately so. It's a big deal how we all individually handle our own lives to the best way as we can, so we can all deal with them, both the mental and the physical. It's a great big deal, because it is how we get up in the morning and to get to sleep at night. It is our only coping mechanism, our own individual way of dealing with things is our only way of coping with our own individual lives. And last week, the girl at the counter, she deliberately went out of her way to pull the rug out from underneath me, and I knew instinctively, immediately when it occurred. Anyway, I'm going in now, and I know what like I said a few minutes ago, I know what I'm going to do if I get any shit. I'm just simply going to say, I am prepared in case I get any shit, and I am going to say, another showing of the year. What am I going to say? You viewer there, go on, scream it at the screen. What do you think it is? What do you think that one weapon is in my weaponry arsenal? If I get any shit, what? Don't watch my content. The little fat bird in there knew straight away when I went in there. She was expecting me. She had in her mind, you could see in the circuitry in her mind, when one comes in, I'm going to look for the mask straight away, and if he doesn't, I'm going to say this. The minute she turned around and saw me sit down, her fatness turned around to face me, and then she said it. Wear a mask, Warren, wear a mask. And I said, got my handkerchief there, nose and mouth, the same trick, like that. If it does the same trick. Hold that there over the nose and over the mouth when you're with someone, and when you're not, you take it away, because that's all that does, to prevent the transference of saliva droplets, not the prevention of the same air you're going to breathe. No mask will. That's all the mask does, is prevents transference of moisture droplets. Still going to breathe the same air, but no, you're only in there for 2 seconds to pick up your bottle of medicine. That's all you're doing, is going in there. All you're doing. It's not like you're in there for a period of time. Handkerchief, watch, look. Over the nose, top bit. And the bottom bit, with the bottom of your hand over the mouth like that. You're in there for about 40 seconds while you pick up your medicine. That over the mouth, over the nose and the mouth. Held that there. And I was told to leave, to go out the front door, and they'd bring the medicine to me outside the front door. That wouldn't suffice. But the fat bird at the counter She was already red-faced before she got to the counter, even before she started to speak to me, before she even addressed me, even before she started to address me. She was already red-faced, as if the chemist who always gets the girls to do his dirty work had already recited to them all week. Now, you're all going to say this and do this when one comes in. Just sits there, gets all the women to do all this dirty work while he just sits there, and I don't think he profits much, because he walks around in the same clothes day in, year out, day out. He can't profit much. He just gets the same women, he's covered to do all his groundwork. The chemist there, the guy whose name's above the door, he is crap with people. He is shit. He is a shit people person. You can tell he has zero people experience. If he has a wife, like he said he has a wife, I thought he was gay the first second I saw him. I did, the chemist. Second I saw him, I knew he was gay. But he has no people experience whatsoever. And he gets his coven of women who work there to do everything for him, while he just sits there on his skinny ass with his fat little gut in that whatever thing he must sit in, giving all his instructions. As I say, the fat receptionist, she was already crimson-faced before she had turned to address me. So you could tell it all had instruction there. The girl who came to hand me my medicine after I'd left the chemist, you see, they're tired, you see, because they know that they have to give me my medicine. They're obligated to give me my medicine, to provide me with my medicine. So really, there was nothing they could run, which is really why I do stand my ground, because we all have equal rights in this society we live in. We all do, which is why everyone ultimately which is why ultimately everyone has become a lemming and is wearing a mask. We all know deep down they have no prevention qualities, but we all have the same rights. Which is ultimately why I stood my ground and just went in there with what I believe wholeheartedly, that the handkerchief does the same thing. It prevents the droplets, any kind of droplets, the transference of droplets, nasal and mouth-wise. No one was wearing eye coverage in there. No one was wearing anything to cover the eyes. So, really, in effect, they didn't have an argument. They didn't have a leg to stand on, apart from the lemming. Would you put the old lemming arguments, the old would you put your hand in the flame if someone told you to argument. Other than that, they didn't have a leg to stand on, because, like I can repeat, the handkerchief holds the same, does the same thing as the mask. But it comes down to, it's measuring dicks thing between me and the male chemist. I've always had this problem with the male chemist there. I've always had the same kind of problem with him. But we've always had this friction between us, but I've always managed to ride it out and win, ultimately. Because I should have seen his face when I managed to get from daily to less than daily, having to go in less frequently than daily. Should have seen his face. The life nearly left him when I went in there and said, right, I've been transferred over to less daily. You never expected it, you see, because I got sober over Christmas and New Year, the time when I knew that the chemist would least get onto it. Right. So they wouldn't have a single weapon throw back at me when I said to them, right, I'm transferring over. When the New Year came, when I went in there and said, yeah, I'm transferring over, because I'd done everything behind their backs, you see. slyly. I've been for my urine test and everything behind the chemist's back. Went to see me key work and got all the paperwork filled out and everything, all behind my chemist's back. So he had me going in there daily for 2.5 years, and they were loving it. See me suffer going in daily just to pick up a little tiny amount of medicine. They were loving it as if they were loving the pain it was bringing to me. I did everything, and I went for it. I seeked the best time to go for it when I knew that the chemists were at their weakest, i.e. Christmas and New Year. And that's when I went for it. I laid my hand on the table, and I won. And I won. Because the life nearly left you, Mr. Chemist, when I said to you in the first week in January that I'm transferring over to bi-weekly. You should have seen your face. The life nearly left you. Because you had lost, and you knew in that instant when I told you that you had lost. You idiot. Nice girl there, she said to me, I'll bring it out to you, because they knew that they didn't have a leg to stand on. They're obliged to provide me my medicine, they're obliged. There you go, chemist does just the same. Yeah, they must have seen my video. They must have. Because the fat bird who initially addressed me, yeah, seen her eyes that they'd seen my video. You could see in her eyes. They had all their defences up. As I say, you could tell they'd been talking about me all week. You could tell. Well, you don't deliberately antagonise your patients, chemist. I won't say your name because I don't want to get this video flagged. You shouldn't deliberately antagonise your patients, which you did last week when I went in there. You knew it would wham you up when you told me about the compulsory mask wearing. You even got your hair and your face done to come and tell me to revel in it. But you knew it would wind me up. You came out because you never talked to me, little Miss Chemist. When you never addressed me in the whole 4 years. You could tell you revelled when you told me this. You just loved it. You knew it would frustrate me, etc., etc. The news telling me about it. You knew it would. So don't. You've learned now, haven't you? Again.